Hello and welcome. This is Susan Lopresti, and you are listening to the Susan Lopresti Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul podcast. I am so grateful to have you here with me today. My hope is that my podcast is adding value to your wellness journey. If you are a woman in midlife years, this podcast speaks to you. I help women to achieve optimal wellness through simple changes to lifestyle, diet, and movement while suggesting many different self care tools to rejuvenate you and bring you back to optimal wellness. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the practice of mindfulness and how it plays a role in healing and living a happy, centered, and balanced life. The practice of mindfulness is simply being aware of what is happening now. Mindfulness, in theory, is extremely straightforward. Simply put, it's the practice of being fully present, fully aware, and fully able to engage with one's current situation or environment. Why then does it seem so elusive if it sounds so simple? So many of us are accustomed to overstimulation from the outside world, things directing our attention away from what is happening now. The more time we spend in our heads thinking about things that aren't happening right in front of us, things that have already happened or have yet to happen, the less time we spend being mindful. In a study from Harvard, students investigated the effects of alpha rhythm, or rhythmic brain movements, which are associated with distraction. This brain rhythm is thought to decrease activity in the mind, which is associated with being distracted and overstimulated. Participants were given an 8-week mindful meditation program, which saw their attention direction improve significantly, leading the researchers to conclude the positive benefits of the mindfulness were responsible. Be here now. Have you ever heard that phrase, be here now, in relation to mindfulness and meditation? That's because encouraging our minds to be here right now is essentially what mindfulness promotes. Think about it. If you're constantly preoccupied with worry about something that happened in the past, keep in mind that the past, in this sense, can mean anything up to several minutes ago. Are you truly focusing all your attention in the here and the now? The same goes for the future. Over anticipation of an event, a day, or any time which is separate from what is happening right now is ultimately irrelevant to the present moment. It will not and cannot affect your present situation. Eckhart Tolle stresses this in his teachings. It's a very important skill which mindfulness teaches to let go of the past and the future. Sonia Riccotti has a beautiful quote that I try to live my life by as much as possible. She says, surrender to what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. I think it's a beautiful quote, and I think that we should all try to practice this exact sentiment. Not holding on to past emotions or events is a huge part of what we learn in mindfulness. The importance of letting go of previous experiences and feelings is vital if we are to truly live in the here and now. and glean maximum potential from a current situation. As Eckhart Tolle and countless other mindfulness experts have declared, thoughts aren't facts. And so we need to stop thinking that they are. How many of us have ever wrongfully believed something that you were told or you told yourself without factual validation or foundation, and ended up in a ball of anxiety or with excessive and needless worry? Letting go can be very difficult skill to master. It's easier said than done. But as our minds are particularly good at convincing us a thing has been let go, when in fact it may not be the case. Whether it's letting go of a feeling, of the need to be busy, letting go of a person, a place, an experience, whatever it is, mindfulness is the key to that. I don't need statistics here to tell you that increases in instances of anxiety and depression and other various forms of mental illness have been brought to the forefront of our awareness in recent years. This and the fact that mindfulness seems to work effectively against them is a huge reason why people are expressing more and more interest in it. So let's look at how it helps. Mindfulness calls our attention back into the now. While symptoms of anxiety include preoccupation with potential future events or past occurrences, it makes sense that mindfulness works. But mindfulness is not something that can simply be achieved once and then will be available for good. Engaging with a regular mindfulness and meditation practice is the only way to build up stamina and awareness to the onset of anxiety or other symptoms of poor mental health. The more we familiarize ourselves with our personal now, our personal state of being present, and become comfortable with it, the more accessible it becomes. This means that our ability to rationalize a situation and draw ourselves back into balance is increased with practice. And so mindfulness simply becomes a tool that we can access easily and to use to our advantage. Decreasing your reactivity to external events and triggers is another benefit of regular mindfulness practice. Self-awareness and self-observation are vital skills in which people who regularly meditate have been proven to have higher levels. And these are tools which help us to become less reactive and more mindful of ourselves and our behavior. Cognitive flexibility also refers to the ability to more effectively switch between thought concepts and ideas, to multitask. Improving the ability to multitask allows us to process more information more effectively and ultimately then to begin increasing our productivity. While multitasking also has its drawbacks, the overall improved brain capacity required to do so successfully is where the benefits of regular meditation can be observed. Think about it as being better able to handle overreactive thoughts and irrational responses. I'm pretty sure we all know at least one person who can benefit from this skill. Actually, I could think of several. A really easy way to incorporate mindfulness into your everyday is to simply slow things down. Slow down eating your meals and really take the time to taste the food, enjoy it. Slow down your walk, whether you walk to work or to college or wherever your daily walk is. Take the time to notice your surroundings. Slow down your quick responses to interactions. And whatever you're doing and wherever you're going, challenge yourself to observe one new thing every day, and you'll be amazed at how much calmer you feel. When we slow down, we automatically become more mindful and our attention gets more focused on the task at hand. This is not only to optimize the levels of productivity, but also to optimize enjoyment levels. There are several methods which are effective in helping us to slow down and boost mindfulness. And so some of these include breath control, getting sufficient sleep, minimizing distractions, slowing down not only the way we move our bodies, but our minds too. This is vital if we are to understand and reap the benefits and the importance of mindfulness. For many people, breath work or pranayama, as it's called in yoga, is a vital tool which helps us to slow down and become more mindful. I'm going to talk you through some really easy techniques that you can practice whenever and wherever you find yourself getting anxious or stressed or disconnecting from the present moment. The first one is mindful breathing, and that's called samariti or equal breathing. This technique uses equal inhales and exhale lengths to balance out breathing. Here's how it's done. Balance can do a body good, beginning with the breath. To start, inhale for a count of 4, then exhale for a count of 4, all through the nose, which adds a natural resistance to the breath. Once you got the basic pranayama down, more advanced yogis can aim for 6 to 8 breaths. More advanced yogis can aim for 6 to 8 counts per breath with the same goal in mind. Calm the nervous system, increase focus, and reduce stress. So when does this work best? Anytime, any place. But this is one technique that's especially effective before bed. If you're having trouble falling asleep, this technique can help take your mind off the racing thoughts or whatever might be distracting you from sleep. The next technique I want to talk about is abdominal breathing technique. This technique is great for opening the airways and expanding the lungs as increased oxygen flow to the brain has been proven to affect alertness. Over time, you might also increase your lung capacity. And here's how it's done. With one hand on your chest and the other on your belly, take a deep breath in through your nose, ensuring the diaphragm, not your chest, inflates with enough air to create a stretch in the lungs. The goal is 6 to 10 deep, slow breaths per minute for 10 minutes each day to experience immediate reductions to heart rate and blood pressure. Keep at it for 6 to 8 weeks, and those benefits might stick around even longer. So when does this work best, this technique? Definitely before any kind of a stressful event. So if you have to take an exam, or you're on a job interview, or you're doing a talk, whether it's online or any kind of presentation, those who operate in a stressed state all the time might be a little shocked how hard it is to control the breath when they finally turn their attention to it. So it's a really great tool that you'll want to try. The next tool is called alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana in yoga terms. So it's another yoga breathing technique. This one uses alternate nostril breathing to equalize the amount of oxygen received by both sides of the brain. And here's how it's done. This is a yogi's best friend. This breath is said to bring calm and balance and unite the right and the left sides of the brain. So you want to start in a comfortable meditative pose, and you want to hold the right thumb over your right nostril. And you want to inhale deeply through your left nostril. At the peak of that inhalation, close off the left nostril with your ring finger, then exhale through the right nostril. You want to continue the pattern, inhaling through the right nostril, closing it off with the right thumb, and exhaling through the left nostril. When it works best is during a crunch time. So if you're on a deadline or whenever it's time to focus or get energized. So you don't want to try this technique before bed. Nadi Shodhana is said to clear the channels and make people feel more awake. All mindfulness techniques are ultimately forms of meditation, and so the vague lines that exist between the two are often confused. While mindfulness simply encourages us to cultivate awareness of our present moment and our surroundings, meditation can often be focused on a particular thing or intention. We'll talk about concentration. In this way, both meditation and mindfulness require a great deal of concentration. Regularly entering states of deep concentration and meditation ultimately improve our overall capacity to concentrate. That is why so many intellectuals and successful writers, researchers, and business people are avid meditation and mindfulness practitioners. The neurobiology involved in this process of mindfulness has caught the eye of many scientists eager to learn more about the benefits. They've found that countless instances of improved brain function and also newly formed neural pathways as a result of meditation and mindfulness, scientifically proving that mindfulness can change the way your brain works. From cognitive to behavioral improvements to concentration and productivity levels increase, there can be no denying that this practice is a wonderful way to change the way you think. Mindfulness, yoga, and meditation are often associated with one another as they all deal with similar intentions of bringing the body and mind back into a state of balance. While it's almost standard procedure to include elements of meditation and mindfulness in a yoga practice or a yoga class, however, both mindfulness and meditation can be taught independently of yoga. Both practices concern themselves with cultivating awareness. Yoga is awareness of the body, and meditation is awareness of the mind. Thus, I'm sure you'll understand that combining the two practices can make for an extremely effective method for obtaining self-awareness and clarity. Cultivating mindfulness during a yoga practice is a great way to start basic mindfulness, as the movements of the body are always there to start drawing awareness to when you find your mind wandering. Mindfulness in everyday life, then, is a simple focus and awareness to what is happening around us at all times. Mindfulness is so important for kids and teenagers to learn as a skill, as it not only benefits concentration levels and behavioral issues, but it increases self and body awareness, compassion, and understanding. When combined with yoga, it has been proven to decrease the symptoms of ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and breath work is known to be particularly effective in combating behavioral issues as well. It's no wonder that it's becoming so hugely popular in schools, with numerous studies proving the multiple benefits of including a program of mindfulness and yoga in their curriculum. It's easy to want to give our kids the best chance possible at concentration and productivity in school. But what about the parents? Corporate mindfulness and yoga has also seen a massive increase in the past year or so, with most busy office chains and corporate workplaces realizing the benefits too and beginning to offer classes and workshops to their employees, either free of charge or at a discounted rate. An hour of meditation, mindfulness, and yoga at lunchtime is the perfect way to recharge your mind and body and encourage continued levels of productivity during the busy working hours. When this is offered within office premises, it makes sense that employees will spend less time traveling to and from their desks to get the hit of inspiration and balance. It's also a great way to encourage workplace morale and help employees to develop connections with one another outside of the working mindset. So the benefits are truly endless. The process of becoming more aware of ourselves can often call into question other weaknesses and difficulties that we may have been covering up, such as issues with self confidence. It can be difficult to realize, but once mindfulness and self awareness expose a lack of confidence, we can either retreat further back into unconsciousness, as Eckhart Tolle labels it, or choose to step forward and embrace it. This embracing allows ourselves to manifest outwardly as an increase in self confidence and is definitely one of the more outwardly noticeable effects of successful mindfulness practice. Just imagine someone that you know who has always been shy and introspective and nervous, and suddenly becoming comfortable with themselves and all that they are, right? So all of a sudden they're comfortable with who they are and they're able to speak in a group and not feel any kind of uncomfortability. That's the power and the benefit of mindfulness and acceptance. This is where the immense power of the practice truly lies. And the funny thing is, this realization is ironically a realization that everything the practitioner already has inside of themselves, and they are actually sufficient and always have been in that state. This just helps to bring out that realization. Mindfulness helps to bring the realization to the forefront of your mind. Flow state is defined as a unique state of mind which artists and writers of various disciplines have come to understand as a state of immense and prolonged focus. During flow state, productivity and creativity reach a peak state of balance and expression, and creators have been known to describe it as a state of detachment from the outside world, allowing them to focus on the task at hand intently. Mindfulness and meditation are the stepping stones to being able to enter into a state of flow intentionally. By practicing directed thought and awareness, we cultivate a sort of stamina for our mind to maintain in this state for longer, practicing for that state of flow. Flow is a state of meditation, of mindfulness that you're experiencing not while sitting quietly, but while fully and completely engaged and absorbed in an activity. We can understand the state of flow to be an example of how mindfulness can be put to use in our everyday lives. It helps us to create, to believe in the idea, and to pursue it. If you're still a little bit unsure where to start with your personal mindfulness and meditation journey, I recommend simply trying some basic guided meditations. There are a wealth of resources online by just taking 10 to 15 minutes at first to choose to engage with your thoughts. In the morning before you start your day, or just before bedtime to help you drift off to sleep, are definitely the best times to practice mindfulness and meditation, as they help our mind to prepare for the task before us, either getting engaged with our day or disconnecting from the conscious world to a deep sleep state. Although it's advisable to disconnect completely from the internet to successfully engage with meditation, we can't deny that it's also an amazing source of information and resources regarding the practice. So, if you're still unsure, and let's face it, most of us are when we first begin meditating, if you try nothing else from this talk, at least let it be the confidence to just try it. Start small, 5 or 10 minutes a day, and then gradually start to increase. Make up your mind to stay put for that long and notice the fluctuations from day to day in your breathing, your attention, and also your energy. But please, don't beat yourself up if it doesn't quite work the first few times, as there's no such thing as bad meditation. It all helps us to delve deeper and to cultivate awareness, even if it's 1/2 of a second at a time. The more busy, distracted, and uneasy you are, the more you need to meditate. As the old Zen saying goes, you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day. Unless you're too busy, then you should sit for an hour. Be on the lookout because in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to begin posting meditation and breathwork classes, as well as Reiki healing sessions online for a small minimal fee. And I'm going to start doing this in the fall, and I'm going to begin by doing it on a Sunday evening to prepare us for the week ahead. And if it takes off, then I will be adding more sessions during the course of the week. But I just want to start out slow with you all and see how it goes. So be on the lookout, like I said. If you have any questions that you'd like for me to answer, or feel free if you need anything clarified that I've covered today, you could always private message me. My email address is Susan at susanlopresti.com. If you like this episode today and you think that someone that you know could benefit by learning meditation and mindfulness, please do me a favor, because not only will you be helping them out, but you will also be helping me out by getting the word out, sharing my word to more and more people so that I could help more and more people going forward. So thank you so much for taking your time out of your very busy schedule to spend with me here today. I love sharing this topic with people who are eager to start experiencing mindfulness and meditation. Again, I am always here to support you. Until the next time, stay happy, be well. See you here next time. Namaste.